My video for July the 25th, 2019 is video number 3157. The title is Local Rallies to Warn of the Dangers of 5G. I received this notice from Josh Del Sol Beaulieu, I hope I'm saying that French name right, of Take Back Your Power. Quote, the rest of this is all going to be a quote, the rest of this blurb. On Saturday, July 27th, individuals across America will join together in local rallies to push back against the deployment of the next generation of wireless 5G in their neighborhoods, towns, and cities. The rallies will center around the slogan, quote, 5G an undeniable risk, end quote, a reference to the fact that there has been no safety testing of the new technology. Hundreds of published peer-reviewed studies over the past 20 years have demonstrated significant adverse biological effects from prolonged exposure to 2G, 3G, and 4G wireless radiation, including evidence of neurological damage, reproductive harm, and cancer. The new untested 5G technology uses all of the current frequencies and adds another layer of microwaves on top. The deployment of 5G is contingent on the installation of hundreds of thousands of new microwave antennas located in close proximity to homes, apartments, schools, and businesses, exposing hundreds of millions of people to constant involuntary exposure to wireless radiation without their consent. For a listing of July 27 rallies listed by our friends at Americans for Responsible Technology, please visit www.5gcrisis.com. That whole thing was a quote except for the first sentence where I was introducing the topic. Before I even talk a little bit about that, I want to read the whole notice, double notice, that I got quite by accident yesterday. Because as I was going to record my video, I kept hearing noise, and I thought it was coming from the apartment directly above me, because it's what it sounded like. But I was wrong. I went up to that apartment. The guy just moved in. I said that, I think, on the previous video. So it wasn't him. He just moved in this month. He's a newbie in the building. What I was hearing was going on the roof. And I walked up the stairs, not the elevator, to get there. And the door going out of the walkway or the stairwell had two notices posted before I went in to the next floor. Notice, this is the first notice. Radio frequency levels beyond this point may exceed FCC safety limits for exposure. Authorized personnel only. Obey all posted signs and site safety procedures. That's number one. Second notice, which was just below it. Notice, guidelines for working in radio frequency environments. 1, all personnel should have electromagnetic energy, EME, awareness training. The second one, all personnel entering this site must be authorized. Number 3, obey all posted signs. Number 4, assume all antennas are active. Number 5, before working on antennas, notify owners and disassemble appropriate transmitters. Next one, maintain minimum of 3 feet clearance for all antennas. Next one, do not stop in front of antennas. Next one, use personal RF monitors while working near antennas. Next, never operate transmitters without shields during normal operation. And finally, do not operate base stating antennas in equipment room. I don't know what, base station rather, antennas in the equipment room. I actually hand wrote that. I wish I could get an actual copy of the printed one, but I copied it by hand and wrote notes and took the time to do that because this is the building I live in. And I wonder if these technologies that they're putting on top of the very building that I live in, just the roof is only, I'm on the second floor from coming down. So the roof is one story away from me, one story above me, and it's up on the roof. But there's supposedly, I can't see it because I can't get up that high unless I would fly in a helicopter or some kind of a small plane. But in any case, I'm in proximity of all this radiation. Now, from my window of my apartment, I can look and I can see a huge tower also transmitting. It's a telephone company tower that's within basically a stone's throw or so, maybe a football field or two. Shouldn't say a stone's throw because I can't throw a stone that far, but maybe a football field or two away from where I live. There's also this great big tower with all these transmitting things on it, but I didn't realize it was on the roof of the very building that I live in. So we as humans living on planet Earth need to be aware of what's going on. Now, these rallies, of course, are only in the United States. And interesting, I have the map on the computer next to me. And the rallies are concentrated on mostly on the East Coast and the West Coast. There's 2 of them in Florida, both of them south of me, South Florida. There's some in Texas. There's one in Louisiana, Michigan, Illinois, Ohio, and up into Minnesota. They have a lot of them. There's some a couple in Colorado, one in New Mexico, a couple in Arizona. Most of them are along the east and west coast, though, and the northeastern part of the United States from the Great Lakes region eastward. There's nothing in Arkansas, Mississippi, or Alabama, or Missouri. Doesn't look like there's any in Missouri even. Nothing in Kentucky, nothing in Tennessee, nothing in the Dakotas, nothing in Montana, nothing in Utah, nothing in Nevada. So there's a whole bunch of states that they're not even having rallies, which makes me wonder if this group is not something that's aligned with the people that didn't vote for Donald Trump and don't like to see him in office. It's the concentration of sites where they're going to have these rallies seems to be in the Democratic strongholds, not the Republican strongholds. That's just an observation that may or may not have anything to do with the actual rally. So I'm projecting an idea, a possibility. That's all I'm doing there. But in any case, folks, we do need to become aware of what's going on. And I wish there was some way we could stop these people from imposing these technologies on all of us that get exposed to it, just like they've done with the food, of the genetically modified food, and all of the other issues. Because our country, that is, now I'm speaking as an American, the United States is run by corporate interests. And they don't just represent the United States, they represent a global conglomeration of elite people that consider themselves the powers that want to not only be the powers that are, but they want to be the powers over everybody, and they want to eliminate anybody that talks about human rights or anything that would stand in the way of their taking over the world completely, lock, stock, and barrel. Anyway, folks, we do need to become aware. We do need to become informed about these things. I really believe that. And where we can, we need to take action. Thank you for listening, and namaste.